is my semi-high energy introduction. Welcome to 2016. Welcome to Responsible Gaming. I'm Ominous, doing an episode of Ominous Designs. Episode 113. I'm going to be making a couple of cards today. I have decided that I pre-picked the general concepts for the cards. I pre-picked a couple pictures, and we're gonna see how that goes. So this is one of my first streaming, so I'm still kind of figuring things out, but I think everything is working, which is amazing. Let's get started. Let's get started like this. So, I'm going to be creating two creatures. And the first one, so I have the great lines of the design. The design is going to be, I'm going to try and make a small, I think small creature, and it's going to say whenever a permanent enters the battlefield from a graveyard, so from anywhere, you may return target card from your graveyard to the battlefield if it shares a card type with that permanent. So I created this design a little bit ago, and now that I read it, I was expecting to read whenever a permanent enters the battlefield, then you can reanimate something. That sounds insane, I guess. The thing is, if I did that, I could make it a very expensive kind of bomb. Basically anytime a creature enters the battlefield, you reanimate a creature with upside. So there's two things. So if I do that, if I do every time a creature enters the battlefield, then definitely I need to make it a bomb, like a very high cost card. If I want to keep it simple, then I can keep the whenever a permanent enters the battlefield from a graveyard, you can return another one, which makes it pretty cute for reanimate. That being said, I was kind of excited with the idea of reanimating a permanent and being able to reanimate another one of those. The problem there is, when is there any other type of permanent that comes back onto the battlefield? I can see Crucible of Worlds, whatever, it's super cute. I mean, I guess if the creature was cheap enough, that could be somewhat interesting. Not even then. It could be a good card for Reanimator, obviously, because reanimating ×2. Even though if you're a great drafter, I guess you wouldn't draft in cube, possibly, unless it's very aggressively costed. And then reanimating enchantments, just about never. But whenever you reanimate something else, I think has kind of to be in the casual realm of like commander-like cards. I don't imagine you can make it competitive because whenever you reanimate again, it is so narrow that most spiky players and deck builders are not going to bother. So I'm gonna go for wacky. It's the kind of design that I'm trying to do less these days, because it is kind of easy to make super expensive, super strong, super splashy cards that only commanders would play, because you need to cost them super high, or make them weak, or they're super Johnny and stuff like that. But hey, what the hell? Sometimes, every now and then. Mm, so, and actually, spoiler alert, I think it's going to be the same for two of my creatures today. So, let's get this guy. So, what I think is, well, first I'm going to show you one of the images that I had. I think this is kind of cool. It's not perfect, but I didn't want to spend an hour on the graphic this time, on the illustration. My first So when I was thinking about this, I think it kind of should be Underworld something. So you know what? It's gonna be Underworld something. And for now, I'm gonna start with that black and white. I wanted a human click wizard. Hello. Okay, let's say never mind. Take two. Jesus. So hopefully this is not gonna fail me a second time because it's got very little battery. Because that would be terrible. Well, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? Let me get feedback in my ears again. There you go. Much better. Okay, well, hopefully we're good to go now. So, I was saying before I got rudely interrupted that I wanted a human cleric wizard. Obviously, this is not really gonna make a very good human, so it's gonna be a human cleric wizard. It's kind of super weird, but whatever. I think it doesn't have to be mythic. We're gonna think about this for a second, and I'm just gonna get my text. Whoops. There you go, because I think it is just about what I want. So, whenever a permanent enters the battlefield from a graveyard, you may return target card from your graveyard to the battlefield if it shares a card type with that permanent. I looked up a couple templates. I think it might be worded that way. I'll gladly take all the feedback. I'm sure I'm going to get from template experts on various websites. I do post my designs on Reddit/custom magic. You should check it out. There's a lot of good stuff there. Um, so yeah, I think that would do it. So we have a small creature reanimating a creature every time you reanimate a creature. It is so kind of narrow and combo-y that I think it's fine. Um, um, do we? It's not. You can't really abuse it with. There's no lands that come back apart from Crucible. There's no enchant, so I think it's kind of fun that way. Um, do I? Do I? What do I want to do? Oh yeah, I was wondering if I should buff it up a bit by adding an ability onto it. You know, I was gonna say. So let's see. If I did that, the I was gonna say it's cheap, right? You want to kind of buff your design and you throw Death Touch on top so that it's never actually useless. I was gonna say it's pretty cheap. Then again, I think I've seen that a couple times now recently, like designs like kind of bombs that are mostly casual bombs, limited bombs, and they're kind of drony combo-y, build aroundy, and they have like an extra. Well, it's arbitrary because I don't actually have an example, but I feel like I've seen Death Touch on a bunch of cool creatures that are like, "What do you have this touch?" Because you're cool, because you're like a nice rare. I feel like I've seen that before. Uh, I feel like this could make for a nice package because otherwise it still kind of sucks. Whenever you reanimate again, it's super narrow. So I don't know. I think I can squeeze the Death Touch. Maybe people will contradict me on that. I don't want to put Lifelink because it's weird. Should I put? Well, Lifelink is and Lifelink is just like it's not really a nice consolation prize either. Like when you try and do combo, if you find yourself with a 2 Lifelink, you're like you still completely failed. Whereas Death Touch, you know what? Worst case scenario, it kind of helps you not lose at the very least a little bit. And he makes stuff die and blah and so on. So sure, whatever. I like it okay. I think the next design is a little more fun and very. Well, I don't know. Underworld's something I. Underworld. Uh, if I had something witty, or if I wanted to be kind of scratching my head for 5 minutes here, I would go for it. But I don't think I have something on the top of my head. Underworld. I mean, maybe it's not Underworld either, I guess, because it's hard to tack a um, pronoun onto Underworld something. I feel without sounding kind of Yu-Gi-Oh-y. No disrespect. Uh, yeah, I'm not too certain. Uh, yeah, need to look into it. It might end up not being a cleric wizard if I can find a spin with the title that makes it be something else. But he kind of looks priesty and he's got his like whole like raise kind of motion. So that's cool. Um, so let's see. So I like this guy. Find a new name. I'll do the credit outside. That's something I learned last episodes. Kind of spare you the uh, not very interesting details. So my next design is gonna be a big black guy, and big black guy, and it. Do I have an example of text in there? So I'm looking at my vault of designs that I kind of set on the side, um, and yeah, it's very simple. Oh, I forgot that I did that. Okay, so the idea is I'm gonna make like a big fat bomb that is also very more teamy this time, and it's gonna have and whenever a creature enters the battlefield, destroy it, just like that, just like that. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield, first, one thing on top of my head that I should check is does similar kind of stuff exist? Cause kind of rings a bell. I don't know on the creature. Uh, let's share my screen, I guess. Let's see on Gatherer. So when a creature enters the battlefield, uh, when a creature enters the battlefield, destroyed. I don't know if whenever gets when. So that would be a whenever, right? That would be a whenever. So let's go for whenever. Uh, didn't work. Oh no, it did work. Okay. So whenever a creature, there's something. Destroy lethal vapors, can you next turn? Okay, there's one. At least I know that uh, my wording is this one exactly, and it does exist, and my search just caught it, and he was correct. Okay. Whenever whenever a creature enters the battlefield, destroy all the creatures. Okay, cool. All right, so it doesn't exist. It's always something. Apart from lethal vapors, lethal vapors. So it is now. I was gonna say it's kind of tempting to make a Magus out of this. Now that something does approximately the same thing, but what I don't like is um, this destroy lethal vapors, keep you next turn, any player can activate this, is very integral to the design of the card, and I don't want to put this on mine, so I'm not gonna make a Magus. Even though Magus are fun, people like them. They made a lot of them. So back to it. Share my screen. Yes, I have stopped sharing my screen. Yeah. Okay. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield, destroy it. So one of the things that I had on my original design was lose life each turn. Try and make a big bad demon. I've thought of the design recently today, and I was thinking that for a big bad demon, like let's say it's like at least a 7-drop. It could be you can destroy all creatures without having a downside really because it costs a lot of mana. It doesn't destroy anything that's already on the battlefield, and it doesn't prevent, let's say, some creature to enter the battlefield, have an effect, possibly dealing with him, and then die. It just says no more creatures. Um, so I think for a very expensive creature that might be fine, but that's only a thought. That's entirely debatable. Um, it's a matter of how oppressive can your uh, can your bomb be, and the thing that bothers me the most is I'm okay with doing very oppressive bombs. The thing that bothers me the most is that you it, it is definitive and you don't have to do anything about it once you play it, and the opponent will not be able to cast creatures anymore, and he can too much be a definitive, I guess, answer. I like oppressive, but don't have to do anything. You're set. Type of definitive is a little annoying. So let's see. Balance pros and cons uh, for keeping it that way. Doesn't prevent until the battlefields. Prevents you from playing creatures yourself. Doesn't deal with whatever was already on the board. The part where it doesn't deal with whatever is already on the board and it just says basically, people, you don't get to cast creatures anymore. Um, I think it's cool because it's not really like destroy all creatures, your opponent cannot cast creatures anymore. And there's been Wrath recently that say Wrath everything but your creature, and you could find yourself attacking with the only creature on the board, and it was already like kind of crazy, right? This one just says no more creatures in a black way. So I think I like it the way it is, and it's still, you can deal with it. You can destroy him. You can, like I said, do some creature with enter the battlefield that would do something to him. Um, and hopefully you haven't just no creature when this hits the battlefield. Um, so I think I would try and make it a very expensive card um, with this ability as it is. Now, what I want to do is I want to see how big and how splashy kind of teamy commandery bombs can get for 7+ mana. And I think I'm straight up gonna go commander? Or because if I do creature for 7 and more, I think that's quite a bit. Though I could just take a simple example. How many of those? 107. That's nice. I'm gonna do only black. Might as well. All right. Yeah, let's look at a couple. You get a 6/6 flyer, and oh, it gets you 1/1 flyers for your devotion, and you begin your skate sacrifice. Okay, I'm just gonna look at those that are very oppressive. So this one, for example, destroys creatures. I was kind of thinking of those at the beginning of your keep, draw a card, lose a life. This cost 8. Jeez. Okay. Jeez, it's not very great. Huh? It's very teamy, very high impact, but it's not 8 for 7/7 with no evasion and just a draw lose life. Anyways, um, cast it from your hand, destroy all the. Oh, so when they're into the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand and there are 5 or more other creatures, destroy all creatures. See, that's typically the kind of things where like. For 7, you can have a 5/6 flyer that says, well, provided that there were 5, fine. So that's not that easy to make happen. But geez, if it does happen, destroy everything, keep your 5/6 flyer and nothing else. So I could look into that sort of size. Unfortunately, I don't think I want to make a flyer. Plus, well, no plus. I was gonna say plus when there's no other creatures, but there is other creatures with my design. There's a lot of flying demons. I could make a big trampler, I guess. What is this guy? It's like old school. I guess trampler on the ground is like super old school. You mix 3 black creatures. I forgot about this one. Wow. Flying trample, blah blah blah. Flying. Lots of big guys are flyers, huh? Well, anyways, so for 7 you get an 8/6. When it is come out, in the minute you may return all creatures they put in your graveyard this turn. Neat. You get your buddy Grizzlebrand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Trying to get a feel for how splashy things can get. This looks pretty. Um, mm, 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 mm. I think I can discuss 9. I don't know. Maybe I want to make a bomb that costs 8 to be a little bit more on the safer side. Pestilence Demon. That's fun. Okay. Big bombs in black are fun, aren't they? Oh, I should have filtered by rare too. Cool. 6/6 flyer. Fetch a card. That's pretty sweet. And I should remove. Well, I don't know if I should remove flyer. This one is real pretty. So, oh my God, was I looking? Oh no, I was looking at card and you could see. I got scared for a second. So I got a couple illustrations. I think this one was my fave. It's a bit of a close-up though. This guy, not too magic-y. This guy, a little close-up. It is a little weird. It's not fully black feeling because of all the fire, and it's got magic. So you kind of wonder, I guess destroy it is fine. Yeah, yeah, that could be fine. What I like also is that it's big as demon with no wings. Not that demons very often have wings, but at least we're sure we can make it into a non-flyer. I don't know why. I don't feel like making a flyer. I don't feel like giving you a huge flyer on top of preventing any other creatures to be played. That sounds like over the top. So say, what if you want to make a 7/7 for 7? 7/7 for 7, no more creatures. Kind of sounds fine to me. So there's something else I haven't told you. Since we're talking commander, um, I think what I would like is having a legendary creature because this could be very fun to build around. Because you can start doing stuff like uh, lots of enter the battlefield basically, and try and have fun with that. Um, but I think you would most definitely want a something else than a line of text and a legendary, quite obviously. And I don't really feel like going crazy Timmy and you know um, and try and put 15 other abilities on it. So I think I'm gonna tune it back down. Can still be a mythic because it's like insane. 7/7 for 7, no more new creatures. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think even in limited, you could probably play it and not win. It is very good, but you could still almost easily play it and not win because it's a 7/7 that says no more, and the opponent says so what, jumps a couple times, finishes killing you. If he's got more creatures, flyers, etc. Um, so I think it's fun. I think it's splashy. I think it's not overpowered. I think I didn't make it too expensive so that it's like unplayable either. 7 is expensive, but it's still sure. I think if you really want, you can put it in a commander deck with a bunch of enter the battlefield as well as it is. Because it's still fun, and if you do have a bunch of enter battlefields, and also in commander, if you sandbag it and play it only when you have the upper hand, it can be kind of fun, etc., etc. It's a little too bad now that I feel like the no more creatures is not that crazy. Almost feel like it's too bad that it doesn't have any sort of evasion for 7/7 for 7. It's a little, it's a little but I don't know. I don't think, like I said, I don't want to make it a big ass flyer. I feel like that sucks a bit. Though I don't know. The one that really kind of made me doubt was the Deathbringer Regent, because 5/6 flyer destroy everything else. All you have to do is wait for 5 or more creatures on the battlefield. Geez, 5 or more, like late game. I mean, it depends if there's been a lot of creatures dying, obviously, but 3 creatures on a side, 2 on another one, it's pretty darn doable. Um, so this guy kind of makes me want to push my demon and have like a good flyer that is always useful, anyways. Um, uh, the funny part is, if I had to, I think I would need to look for a design now, like a um, illustration, because I don't have um, flyer illustrations for flyer. Um, Welcome back to DeviantArt. Let's see if I can find one funny. Fast. Demons. Demons is, you know, something you might type if you want to find demons. Was kind of hoping to see something jump on me right away. Hey, this one is alright. I think I probably have seen it in a couple places, but wait, is that a? It's not a magic card, right? That happens very often on DeviantArt. Let's take him. That being said, is that wings? We'll pretend it's wings. I'm not fully certain it is wings. Where's my? Oh yeah, okay. Um, yeah. So I kind of switched over now. I'm kind of like, how about that? Uh, Boom. 7 mana, 5/5 for 5, 5/5 flyer for 7. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, destroy it. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. So same story. Well, this guy, we can give him credit right now because easy. Chris Cold. All right, Chris Cold. Very nice illustration indeed. And for the name, yeah, I don't know, something about probably I was gonna say some very pissed off demon, like some uh, savage, bloodlusty demon, because he fucking destroys everything that comes on the battlefield, right? So enraged. Enraged is a little red sounding, a lot red sounding. Another thing that I haven't given you my hints, but you probably know that, is when you look for something, you can do. I don't know if bloodlust is a good example, but you can do blood something synonym and find a bunch of synonyms. Ferocity, savagery, bloodlust. Oh, there's a lot. Fiendishness, fierceness, brutish. I like brutish. Kind of like brutish because it's a brute, right? It just fucking just distribute violence everywhere. Brutal is too like Mortal Kombat sounding, like brutal demon. That's just not very cool. Barbaric is kind of cool. A little red too. Cruel is kind of works all the time. Murderous, pretty sweet. Sanguinous, venomous. I feel like this particular kind of thing, I'm gonna be pondering for like 5 or 10 minutes, and find the exact one that I like. I like sadistic too for this kind of thing. He likes just killing people. I don't know. Merciless, pretty sweet. I think we find a good one. Babylon. This is whatever, thesaurus.babylon.com. Good job. There's a lot of very cool words in there. So yeah, that's gonna be my second big meanie commander card creating today. I'm gonna try and keep episode shorts for now, so that will be it for today. You can see those designs finished and polished and published in all of those outlets that I'm showing you over here. You can follow Responsible Gaming. That's going to be my channel for all sorts of gaming contents, but as of now, I'm mostly doing ominous designs. I'm do publish the episodes on Responsible Gaming on YouTube. You can obviously see them live on Twitch, because right now that's all there is. Posting it a little later on YouTube, as soon as it's processed. You get Responsible Gaming on Facebook to follow as well. And I have been doing ominous designs on bullseye.com for about over 2 years now. So do follow. Tell me what you think. Also check out Reddit/Custom Magic and give some feedback. This is an awesome community over there, and you'll see a lot of cool designs, and you'll have a lot to discover and a lot of things to talk about over there. And you can find me over there at this one is you'll see ominous tags posts tagged as ominous design, but I'm on Banzai, BANZZAI 13 over there. Cool. I'll centralize all of those personas very soon. That's already plenty of outlets for you to find me. All right, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna be saying see you next week for episode 114. Bye bye.